Hi guys, Sonia here from the Art of Stamping with another card making tutorial. Starting today is the 2016 Summer Coffee Lovers Blog Hop, and if you're a coffee lover and a card maker and don't know this hop, shame on you. Just follow the link I'm linking up here in this video and on my blog to see what you've missed so far. It's a totally fun hop, absolutely worth the time everyone invests in it. And what's more, you can win lots and lots and lots of prizes. And if that hasn't made you fly off to the hop blog, I don't know what could. Okay, anyone still here? Well, then you might want to know how the card you've just seen came together. Background sponging with distressings is the main focus of this video, especially with distressings from different color families. The background I'm creating today is hugely influenced by Bianca from the Netherlands, also known as the Colors of Magic on Instagram. Bianca regularly shares beautifully distressing sponged backgrounds at her Instagram account and has also already published one video on her sponging technique on YouTube. So check her out if you're interested in color and distressing sponging. She really rocks this stuff. But now to my card. You just saw me taping down my panel onto my beloved Formica tile, which I find ideal for sponging, gluing, watercoloring and the like. The paper I'm using is an Hexacomter record card by Claire Fontaine, which is a very smooth Bristol paper and takes distressings like butter. The tape is the currently very popular Scotch Blue Painter's Tape, which I found on Amazon, Germany. It's really doing a great job, but if you're from Germany, there's a much cheaper alternative by Tesa, a German tape manufacturer. It's pink, especially made for sensitive surfaces and readily available in hardware stores all over the country. I used it in one of my former videos where I also did some extensive background sponging, and it absolutely matched the Scotch Blue in its performance. For sponging I'm using my three favorite distressings: Peacock Feathers, Mustard Seed and Picked Raspberry. I start by laying down those three colors in separate stripes next to each other, always coming in from the side of my panel to avoid harsh lines. Before switching colors, I clean my tile with a baby wipe so that I don't accidentally smear the first color I used into the second one in areas where I don't want it to be. After my three basic stripes are done, I start to blend the different colors into one another. The sponging becomes a little more tricky here because I want the colors to overlap in only one small stripe. Here, for example, I'm sponging the pink downwards into the yellow first, and to smooth the result out, I'm sponging the yellow back again into the pink. I'm doing so repeatedly until I'm satisfied with the outcome, and I'm repeating the whole process at the point where the yellow and the turquoise ink meet. Theoretically, you can combine all colors this way. It's just a question of how the different colors mix, whether the overall impression will be harmonic or not. If you're not a pro in color theory, which I'm certainly not myself, you might find it helpful to use a color wheel which you can make yourself or buy at artist supply stores. I find those wheels very helpful and I always have one on hand next to my craft table. The other option you have is experimenting with the colors you have on hand and learn by doing, which always is a fun process anyway. So here I'm laying down the finishing touches to my sponging. After that I'm doing a bit of spritzing to give my background some additional interest. At first I'm laying down some larger splotches using ordinary water and I take off the excess with kitchen paper. I then switch to a mini mister which I've filled with a mixture of water and perfect pearls powder and spritz that on. The mini mister gives a real fine mist so that I do not end up with additional splotches but with a fine layer of glimmer that sits on the whole panel. I'm trying to show this here by switching to a different light source, but it still is a bit difficult to see in the video. Sorry for that. After I removed the tape, I realized that at some points I hadn't taped the panel down well enough and that a bit of ink had seeped through underneath. Here I'm lightly covering up these spots with white luminance pencil by Caran d'Ache. It isn't fully opaque, but it's the most opaque white pencil I know and it did a good job on this panel. Well, okay, as I'm doing a summer coffee card here and with the colors and the glitter have got quite a bit of summer onto my card, I'll now have to address the coffee theme. To do so, I've created a cut file for a coffee to-go mug, which consists of the cup, a lid and two rubbers with different heart shapes. If you like this file and want to create with it yourself, you can download it for free on my blog, which I'll link to below this video in the YouTube description. I've cut out the different shapes from different papers and have assembled them to form one mug. I then glue it all together with my tape runner, again using my Formica towel as a base. Now before I adhere the cup to my panel, I want to stamp down my sentiment. Because once the cup is adhered with foam tape, it becomes a lot more difficult to stamp the sentiment above it. For my sentiment, I'm using the large coffee lettering from Create a Smile Stamps' Coffee First set. And I'm using my Misty to help me align the stamp on my panel. My favorite ink for stamping sentiments is VersaFine Onyx Black because it's offering absolutely crisp results, and thus I'm also using it here. For me, the word coffee alone wasn't catchy enough for a summer coffee card, so I wanted to add the word summer above it. As I didn't find an appropriate stamp or letter set to match the coffee lettering in my stash, I decided to write down the word summer by hand. To do so, I first drew a faint pencil line with my T ruler to make sure that my writing would be straight, and then I snatched a waterproof fine liner by Faber-Castell, I think it was, to do the writing. Well, the only thing that's left to do now is gluing everything together and, my favorite part of the process, doing a bit of embellishing. To do so, I chose Sparkling Clear Sequins by Pretty Pink Posh, because they add to the design in that they make the card even more sparkly, but they don't distract from the bright background colors. Last but not least, I'm gluing down my finished panel onto a top-folded card base. And with that, my card is done. Thank you very much for watching. Should you have any questions or remarks, just comment on my blog or in the YouTube section below. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of my card making videos. Have a nice day. Bye!